Let's have a real conversation about bad bosses. Now, when I started Path Forward Leadership 20 years ago, I researched a lot about the data that was available about how people felt about their bosses. And I was astonished at the time to find out how many people had a low opinion of their boss. Typically, the data I saw showed anywhere from about a 40 to 55 or 60% level of dissatisfaction with bosses. So, like the good little leadership development guy I am, I said, gee, there's a lot of bad bosses out there. We need to do something about that. And I launched my leadership development business. Now, what I've discovered since then, in studying things like the victim triangle and some of the dynamics of the workplace, is that the bosses are very easy targets for dissatisfaction. They're more powerful than we are. They make more money than we do. They have more status. And if you look at our society and how we view bosses, and you look at popular media, things like television shows and movies, you very rarely see a boss portrayed in a positive way. Just think about Horrible Bosses 1 and Horrible Bosses 2 and The Devil Wears Prada and all kinds of other ways that people in positions of power are shown as being tyrants. Now, what I'd like to suggest is that there are bad bosses out there. Trust me, I know. And there are bosses who like to victimize people, and there are bosses who don't get it and lack emotional intelligence. What I've been asking more and more, and I think it's appropriate that I do so, is how much of the bad bosses vibe has to do with people who are acting as victims, and their boss is for them a convenient person on which to tack on their dissatisfactions and their frustrations with their life or career. It's again not to absolve leaders for being good people. They need to be good people, and if they're not, they shouldn't be leaders. But I think we need to think more and more about the partnership that exists between a boss and an employee, and how much the employee has to say about how that relationship moves forward. And if you just want to be a victim, I guarantee you're going to find all kinds of reasons to be victimized by your boss. Again, more powerful, higher status, more money, all of that stuff. But look yourself in the mirror. There are bad bosses out there, but I don't think there's as many as the data would indicate, because the problem in the boss-employee relationship is often with the employee and not with the boss. Thank you. Love to hear your comments on this. I'm sure some of you will want to push back, but let's stop ripping on bosses and have a more intelligent conversation about leadership than that. Thanks.